My name is Dylan Chisholm, and I was tasked with replacing the CL3 that's behind me in a fairly large church. And so we went with the Yamaha Dm7, and this is the story of how that went. All right, it is time to open up the Yamaha Dm7s and start programming. Dm7, wing, 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 wing. It's not bad. So we've got some IEC. Okay, both of them are locking IECs. That's cool. Then what else did we get? A dust cover, which you would think that just comes with things. Not always. Okay, so then what do we got here? All right, so we've got two pieces of foam. Do these pull? Yep, they pull right out the top. And then this pulls straight up. Done. And then in here, there's a Dm7. Let's see, there's also a manual Nuendo Live, VST, and VST rack elements. That is something that I'm interested in. That might be the extra special sauce with this desk. All right, this thing is tiny. This is actually smaller. It'll fit up on my thing here just fine. I was really worried that this wouldn't be big enough, but that's going to be a perfect little stand. Is there handles on the sides? No, so it's definitely. Whoa. Not too bad, just awkward coming out of the cardboard box, which is always awkward. Oh. Very nice. Very nice. Not bad at all. Feels like a CL. Feels like a brand new CL. Oh yeah. This thing. Oh yeah. This thing, very, very Jamaican today. I'm sure you can change this if you needed, but out of the box, the way this works is like on the EQ, there's a set of colors, and then there's a set of colors down on these knobs. So by default, these knobs are not they're not a traditional like out of the box pan, or gain or trim. They actually correlate to whatever this is. So for instance, this marker here, this EQ parameter is green. And so if I turn the green knobs down here, I get different results. And that's kind of cool. And then, so again, if you're like, okay, let's find a dynamic. So we've got a red, a blue, green, orange, orange. The knee is like a gray color. I don't know what's up with that. But then down here, look, there's a red for threshold. See? So yeah, you can kind of, which this makes a lot of sense. So like, how do you gain? So if I hit this, I guess this is where the one knob comes in. So if I hit the gain section here and I turn this, yeah, sequential patch Omni 1. Now it's Phantom. Okay. Input patch Omni 1. Can I get out of you? Okay, so gain. So right at 0 on the gain, you can actually audibly hear the preamp open up. Listen. That's cool. It makes me feel like it's one of the PM5Ds from back in the day. All right, so I got this thing opened up. We went live for a while, and I was able to do some like basic channel labeling, some simple, EQs. I still have to go through like everything. Did some color coding so that way I know what is what. I found the patch, which the patch I actually enjoyed. The patch was not too bad to do. It's basically Dante controller. The console was set up to do all the Omni ins out of the box. So there's 32 physical preamps in the back of this, and that is what it was set for. And I just went through and I set them all for Dante, because the last like 4 channels will be the only channels that come in as that come into the desk as local Omni, and those will be like CD players, cell phones, and different things like that. So potentially like a Pro Presenter input, PowerPoint input kind of thing. Here is the naming, icon menu, very Yamaha-esque here with some pictures. It literally looks like it came out of a refreshed CL, 5, like legit. This is what drives me crazy. So you see here, loudness meter. You touch it, broadcast package only. I totally understand like building a console and then going, you know what, it would be really cool if the console could do something like this, but we don't have enough power in it. So let's go ahead and let's charge X amount of money for another rack to achieve this thing. This is junk, because what they've done is they have given me the hardware. They've given me the processing capabilities. They've given me the ability, the capability of doing something. But behind a paywall, they have restricted me from being able to use the provided horsepower in processing. And so I did buy the broadcast package. I have a license to be able to unlock that. Because I only wanted it for the loudness meter. That's all I wanted. I just wanted my broadcast guy to know how loud he is and to be able to regularly look at how loud he is. And that should not come at the price of thousands of dollars, let alone extra. The HD96, it's a $40,000 console. And with that $40,000, you get the best TC Electronics loudness meter that you can get. That if you weren't using this, you would go out and buy the TC Electronics loudness meter as a external rack unit, basically, and you would watch it. So it's like, why are we doing this? This is something that's got to change. I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy that the industry is going that way. If you want to offer a plugin, just offer a plugin, right? Like, don't do this. Yeah. I am going to do a little more EQing type stuff. And then I will go through and we will try to get some tracks in. We're going to try and get the Rio open. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm live streaming to myself, but I have worked my way around the console a little bit more. This is cool. The console has multiple ways of looking at multi-channels. So if you hit this EQ and then you hit multi-channel view, so now here are a bunch of EQs, and you can see there's quite a bit of EQs that I have not gotten to. And then there's a copy and a library section here, so it's I can just copy and paste to a bunch of things, it looks like. And then gain, same thing. So it's I eventually got in and I was like, oh, click, 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 click. Now all of my choir mics now have phantom power, so those will all be ready to go. Then there's the dynamic 1 and 1 through 72. And it's oh, okay, if I just want to turn a gate on for all of my choir mics, which I probably wouldn't do that, but if I wanted to, I could. So this is interesting. This is very cool. Feels very Mancino on my HD, and I like it. So I'm going to set a choir mic EQ here. So for a choir mic, there's a high pass filter piece here. Bam. We'll use the 1 knob. We're going to bump this up. We're going to keep this out of our subs. I'm going to stop kind of at 300, and then we're going to go back into kind of the 500 area. We're going to narrow this up a bit. And then probably need something in this area, right? Because we're going to end up cranking this pretty loud. Here we're going to fire that off, and we're going to attack kind of this high area there. And now, if I do this right, if I go here, I hit multi-channel. If I copy this, and then I paste, can I do a multi-select? That's amazing. Paste. That's sweet. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. That was nice. That was really, really nice. Okay. Freaking sold, dude.